Edit. If you believe these, you don't have a business, you have dependency. Welcome to this morning or afternoon's live stream. I'm not sure where a lot of you are. You can list that in the chat. Okay, so this live stream is the local delivery myths that is going to stop you from succeeding in the cargo van business. Okay. So, all right. So, what I want to get to before we start to break these down, and I want you all to understand, is if you're trying to build a local delivery or cargo van business, if you're stuck by being underpaid or confused, it's probably because you believed one of these myths. Okay. So today I'm breaking down the biggest lies stopping people from succeeding locally and why most people will never, ever get past the gig apps. All right. So type myths in the chat if you've ever heard any of these myths before. All right. So type myths in the chat, or if you're watching this for replay, a lot of you all catch this stuff later on due to your schedules and stuff like that. So, all right. So number one, the myth number one, gig apps are the business. Now, this is not true. Okay. Gig apps are just distribution. All right. Not ownership. And this is what I preach in this space is ownership. Okay. And I try to teach you all the importance of ownership because, like I've told you all before in many of the earlier videos, what's the most important thing in business or in this world today? They're building data centers all over. Why? Because data is everything. Okay. So you want to own a piece of that. That gives you ownership. So if the customer has the relationship with the gig app, they own that. They're just distributing work to you for an exchange for your labor, which is cheap labor, because the labor really doesn't matter. It's the data. And this is what I'm trying to inform you all on how big this game is, or where the world is and where it is going, and why you need to have ownership in your local marketplace. Okay. So the clients aren't yours. You have no pricing power. And most importantly, you have no leverage. I made a video explaining to you all how this affected one individual who had the opportunity to sell his business. The guy was doing crazy numbers. This guy was doing very, very well. But when it came to actually negotiating a business deal, because I can't name the company, I don't even think that company, I forgot what it was, but you've heard of them because they had a lot of big NFL sponsorships, and I think one of the quarterbacks at the time, he was behind this big delivery service. So they were interested in buying him. So from the outer and the numbers that he had, it seemed like it was a good deal, but they wanted the data. He had no data. He had money, but he didn't have none of the customers' data. Okay. So therefore, no deal. Okay. This is what I'm trying to bring to this space. The importance of you owning data, because one day you may have an opportunity where you may get approached if you want to sell, and they're going to be looking for what? The data. So that money, everything he's ever worked for, it's over. It's done. It doesn't even matter. His business is useless because he doesn't have ownership. Okay. So, if another thing that I want to explain to you all, if an app could just turn you off, you don't own a business. You don't own anything. But you have the cargo van, which many of you all have a cargo van or you have a vehicle. And with that, if they cut you off, you have no leverage, which I was just speaking to you all about. So let's say you get cut off and now you want more income and you don't have a customer list. You can't send an email out just to get something moving, just to get anything going. You don't have a website. You don't have a QR code driving traffic to you. You don't have advertisements leading people to your website on your cargo van or your vehicle driving traffic to your website. All of these things are important. So be honest. How many of you all started with the apps? All right. Comment that. Myth number 2, you need OTR to make real money. OTR is a strategy. It's not a requirement. I think that OTR could get you experience on the road, to get you comfortable with your vehicle, to get you comfortable with the good and the bad, with dealing with the marketplace, to get you comfortable with your vehicle and having awareness outside of you and your vehicle with driving patterns and just being just like I said, having that awareness. Because when you're on the road, you learn very quickly you're going to have to start driving for other people. Okay, so it's not a requirement, it's just a strategy. And going over the road, I would say that it's going to be more expensive. Okay, over the road, you have more predictability. All right, you're not gaining a lot of miles, which, with OTR, you are getting highway miles. All right. So that's a benefit. But, local, you're doing a lot of stopping and going. But still, to me, you have more control locally than you do going over the road. So with local, you got repeat routes, short miles, and predictability. Okay. And type local if you prefer sleeping in your own bed at night. All right. So, sleeping in the trucks, going over the road, that can take a huge toll on you. Am I saying not do over the road? Sure. Absolutely. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I think if that's something that you want to do to get started, you should. But there are options out there that you can do and still make good money in a local marketplace. I'm not saying everybody's local marketplace, because I don't know where a lot of you all are. Many people's local marketplace, I just really don't know. But there's opportunity out there if you, like I said before, going back to myth number 1, if you have ownership and building up your own clientele. So again, there's real money in local delivery. A lot of people may make real money over the road, but that's not the only option. Okay. So, all right. Myth number 3, more vans equal more money. The truth is, more vans without contracts equal more problems. Okay. The overhead, the management of people, cash flow traps, all of these things could put you in some very, very serious situations, because when you're dealing with many people, now you're dealing with people, and people come with their own set of problems when you already have problems within the marketplace that you're trying to solve. Okay. So when you have more vans, you got people out there who can just say, hey, I don't want to work today, or they don't want to work at all, or, whatever that they may have going on. in their life, that could, affect you and your bottom line because you have other trucks available. Okay. But if those trucks aren't moving, you're not making any money. You can't make people move. And again, many people's mentality have just changed. Okay. I'll, later on down the line, I explained to you all how I lost $50,000 hiring people and just the headache and the chaos that comes with that. So what I'm trying to teach you all is if you want to do something yourself, or with a significant other, whatever, you can do some real damage in your local marketplace if you're just trying to make extra 2,500, 5,000. And if you want to really take it up to $8,000 to $10,000, you could do that. But just because you have more vans in this world today, where I preach all the time that you can make more money doing less now, okay? Because there's no more middle class. All right. So scaling chaos is still chaos. And we want to stay from the chaos, even though you're going to have chaos in life. But what I'm trying to say is trying to have many vehicles and vans and stuff like that, that does not mean more money. You can make more money by having, like I told you all before, your own leverage, by having your own clientele list. Okay. So myth number 4, you need a CDL DOT to be legit. You need clients, systems, and insurance. You don't need titles. Okay. So with local delivery, I don't have to have a CDL or DOT because I'm doing local delivery. And I've seen people comment that stuff in the comments section about, the DOT and stuff like that. But in my marketplace, it's not required for me to have that. Again, I'm just all about clients and systems. And like I said, I do have to have insurance. And I think my insurance went up to about, my insurance went up to about $200. Now, when I first started with this company, because I had another insurance before, and this is when I had drivers and stuff, and it was very, very expensive. But with this company that I have now, it started out around like 130 something, but now it's going up to $200. So market confusion, overcomplication, and fear-based advice. With that, with the CDL and the DOT, a lot of that stuff comes from people just not knowing what they don't know, and they're just saying, well, this is what I do in my marketplace. And again, many people whom I've been aware of and people who have sent me things about certain people, they just don't know the opportunities that you could do in your own local marketplace. So this confuses the market and it overcomplicates things. And this is why I'm here to simplify things and let you all know that these things aren't complicated. Okay. And this is why I am documenting a lot of the things that I'm doing now with making the pivot, getting into the courier space, the premium courier space. I need to let that be known. I'm still going to have my delivery service, but I'm combining another service with my delivery service, all operating that in my cargo van business. Okay. So let me know if you have been confused by the DOT rules before. Okay, so in local delivery, you don't have to have that. What I preach here, systems and clients. All right, this is what this is about. Making your Sprinter cargo van, your Ford cargo van, or your car, making that into a cash machine. Okay. So, myth number 5, everyone can do this. All right. Truth is, this isn't for everyone, and that is okay. All right. So I'm not trying to pressure people to do what I do. Okay. You got some people who want to be dependent on gig apps. That's their prerogative. Okay. This isn't something that I'm trying to force on everyone. I'm just telling you that these are the options, and this gives you more power and control. And I'm giving you results from the field. I'm giving you deep insights that you won't get being dependent on apps. I'm giving you deep insights that you won't get being over the road from real people, real business people, people who are frustrated with a lot of these apps and they are looking for alternatives. Okay. And I'm teaching you all these things just to give you a different perspective to see the world differently in your own local marketplace. So, with this, and this is why I say that this isn't for everyone because it comes with early mornings, the outreach that you have to do, the rejection, system thinking, a lot of that stuff. I'm not going to say that you can't do it. I believe that everyone can do it, but I also know with me hiring people and me and my experience on earth, many people they will talk themselves out of certain things and take a lot of things personally. If you get rejected, you're taking it personally. I don't take it personally. They don't know me personally. They don't know you personally. So you shouldn't take it personally. Okay. It could be bad timing. It could be where that person is mentally. That person may have just had a bad day or breakup or whatever that's going on in their life. And they've taken it out on you and you taking it like, man, the world is crazy. I don't want to do this. Or that one person, now you turn it into this downward spiral. Okay. That's not reality. Rejection is just a part of the game. All right. So the early mornings and the outreach, a lot of people don't want to go and do the cold calling, but I'm trying to tell you all by doing this stuff, it not only does it build a catalyst, but to me and what I've learned, you start to see opportunities. You start to see the world from a different perspective. Okay. So if you don't like uncomfortable conversations, this business will eat you alive. All right. If you don't like getting rejected, you're just not going to make it. If you don't like testing things and being looked at as misunderstood, I don't think that it will work for you if the outer affects you more than the inner. Okay. You have to be your own mental point of origin in this game. Nothing else really matters because you're in the jungle, you're in the marketplace, and your biggest thing that I try to preach to you is to be a problem solvers to the people who have disposable income and they are looking for options to make their life better, to make their life more valuable, and you being a utility for that marketplace. Hey, glad I could catch you live. You are very informative. Thank you very much, Old School Fanatic '08. Thanks for being here this morning. I know I usually do a lot of stuff late at night when I get in and stuff, but like I said, I'm doing. If you haven't been around Old School Fanatic, I'm adding a new service to my service. To my delivery service. So I'm adding a premium courier business. So, okay. If you want me to break down some earnings and real mistakes and real systems, comment real so I know who this channel is for. So, real mistakes, y'all already know I am the king of making mistakes. I don't care what people tell me. I'm not going to be the individual that is here to tell you that everything is good. I'm not going to be the person that's going to be like, hey, the get rich quick scam and you can make, $5,000 or $10,000 in 5 days. That's not me. Okay. I'm here to actually help people. I'm here to give people options and let them know the opportunities in this new world that we're all heading into. That I wish that I'm going live with my own. Hey, congratulations, old school fanatic. I will be here for you. So I'm your guy. You got a catalog of stuff. You can always ask questions and comment, and I will try to get to them at my earliest convenience. So congratulations to old school fanatic. What city are you starting your cargo van business? Is it going to be over the road, or are you going to be doing local delivery? Let me know, old school fanatic. So I'm going to tell you everything, the bad, the good, the ugly, on the mistakes that I made. I got videos about how I've been scammed and almost lost everything. I'm here to give you all real deep insights because I want you to succeed. And I don't want you all to jump into something, because that actually pushed me into getting into this space, because I saw so many people jumping. Oh, okay, you in Mississippi. Okay, I'm starting out over the road. Congratulations. Which part of Mississippi? I used to be out there in Starkville, Columbus. So yeah, congratulations and shout out to Mississippi. Y'all just lost what's his name? Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin, he got the bag at LSU. So congratulations. He did give y'all a good run. So yeah, let me know which city in Mississippi. All right. So Vicksburg. I do not know where I actually heard of Vicksburg. Is that around like Greenville? Dude, I haven't been in Mississippi in a good little while. So, but I've heard of Vicksburg though. But yeah, anyway, congratulations. So we're over the road. You're gonna have to let us know, and I hope that you make a YouTube channel to um, record your journey, what you're learning, what you're doing, your expenses and stuff like that, to help other people, because I think that's going to be the most important part going forward with this space. Because I made a post about a few months back about, in this new world of AI, the top jobs. I think it was like the list of the top 20 jobs in America that was going to do very, very well. And out of all those AI, computer networking and engineering, all that stuff, guess who was listed? And I think it was like in the top 10, maybe 15. It was cargo van delivery drivers. Okay, so there's opportunities that are out there, and I think the biggest thing for us to thrive in this space is going to be truth and having a realistic viewpoint of all of this. And the biggest thing is, if you're getting an opportunity like old school fanatic, is when he's going to be over the road, I want you thinking from a business perspective. Okay, I want you to see it all the way through. You're just on the inside of things, to where you're just being distributed um, um, money for labor. But I want that, and that's okay. You need that experience. I want you to jump from labor to ownership and having your own thing, building your own brand. I was thinking about, but I think YouTube is already so too saturated with cargo van content. Your thoughts? I disagree with you. I think YouTube is saturated with bad advice. Okay. So don't let that discourage you from doing that. I think we need more people like you, honestly, because what you are experiencing is what I experienced. And that's what held me back for so long from not doing it, because I was like, man, this is kind of killing the game with all of this fake advice, this bad advice out here. And by me being in the business, I can tell who's a real business owner, who's really in this game, and they are not. But the public don't know. And this is why, it's just so much confusion out there. And I've actually been thinking about changing my channel name from the cargo van business, because like I said before, there's a lot of people who are using that title, cargo van business, but they're dependent on apps and stuff. That's not business. That is not business. Okay. So I'm here to teach people real business. This is why I show people, hey, okay, if you're going to do the gig apps, I also want you to think about opportunities in that. What if you could have your own app or website? You see what I'm saying? That's the future is ownership and data and you executing. Okay. You being your own entity. And that's what I want to bring. So I really think that you should um, do that for all of us, for this space to really get more respect and eventually well, I'm not going to say you're going to be able to push out all the fake and bad advice because you're going to just have people who are drawn to that stuff, the catchy titles, and that's just part of human nature, taking the path of least resistance. So we need to have that split, okay? And this is what I was saying before as well, old school fanatic. The beauty of the gig apps, they split the market, okay? Cheap service and cheap labor, and now premium service and premium labor. This is a good thing. So you will be able to get an audience and you're giving them real advice, real perspectives, real things that's really going on out in the marketplace. So I think you should just try, get your phone and just, find out what people want to hear, what they want to know about over the road, giving them the honest breakdown of your earnings, how much you're having to spend that's coming out of your pocket. Like, I would do that most definitely. Like I said, we need more people like you to do that. So all of this content is free. If it's helped you avoid bad advice, a like is free. It doesn't hurt nobody. Hit the like button. All right. Hit the share button. Share this with somebody who is thinking about getting into the cargo van business and who wants to be in a space where they're actually getting good advice and having real conversations like me and Mr. Old School Fanatic. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. And if you would like to donate, I'm not asking for any donations, but some people, they like to support content creators like myself to help bring more free, good quality business content to this space. The Venmo is at Cargo Van Secrets. Okay. So also don't forget to sign up for my email list for workshops and early access to content that I don't post publicly. Okay. The link for that is also in the description. He said, hit the hype button as well. I like to set up a one-on-one with you if you offer that service. Yes, I also offer one-on-one coaching services as well. I'll start putting that in the description. I just been having all this other stuff that's been going on in the background with my business and, trying to get all this stuff going so I could, manage all this stuff well. But I do offer one-on-one coaching as well, and I end up posting that in the comments and the description as well. I have that with the let's see, the link in description. So most people, they do not fail because of local delivery. Okay, they're not failing because it doesn't work. Okay, they fail because they believe the wrong story, and this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to change the story. We're trying to change the narrative for people can thrive. I want this community to be a community of great wealth. Everyone's spreading information, and we're all pouring life into each other. Okay, because the economy is going to keep going. Okay. I told you all before, I like to talk about this stuff because you all are going to see what's happening in America. A lot of these social constructs, they serve no purpose anymore. All right. The middle class is gone. It's gone. We gave that away to China, India, Russia, Mexico. The new class is the independent people, the people like myself, the people like Old School Fanatic, who's going over the road and eventually will elevate to other things. The new class is going between the new class is going to be between the haves and have-nots, is the independent, free thinking man or woman who's out here and building their own clientele and using all of these tools that are out there today that are that could benefit all of us. Okay, there's no excuse for any man or woman in America today who has a phone and they got all type of apps out there, and going out and networking, seeing what type of problems that you can solve. Thank you, speaking positive over my journey. Oh yeah, most definitely, Old School Fanatic. Most definitely. This is what this is all about. We're trying to change all of this stuff. I mean, even like what Old School Fanatic had said, he was saying that he felt like the market was saturated with, but what Old School Fanatic is missing is the fact that, yeah, it's saturated with bad advice. Right. And people are jumping in due to bad advice. So we're going to change all that. So if you want more content like this, comment operator. Okay. Comment in the chat. Comment if you're watching this in the replay. So this is what this is all about. Okay. Growth. Adapting into the new world of commerce. Okay. Adapting into the new world of order. Okay. All right. I told y'all it's the haves, the have-nots, and us in that middle. Okay. But you got it. You building everything on your own. So this is the local delivery myths and why it will stop you from succeeding in the cargo van business. Okay. So I want you to watch this next video here where I explain to you why 99% of cargo van businesses fail. All right. Watch this next video here. And I want to wish you all a great weekend, safe travels out there on the road. And most importantly, everyone congratulate Old School Fanatic on his new venture in Mississippi, going over the road.